Hello. It has been 1,000,000 years since I have made a last video. I know, I had a completely unplanned hiatus from YouTube, but basically September was like my doomsday month of the year. This year was already pretty crap, and September was just like, no. So yes, it is now mid-October, but I had just so much crap happening. Like, I just couldn't handle it anymore. So I just needed to take a step back and completely reschedule my life and just figure out some stuff and do it. But the most intense thing that happened, because I'm not going to go too much into other things, but the biggest thing you need to know about is that I broke my foot. Yes, that's right, I broke my foot, and I'm not even sure how I broke my foot. It was just hurting for a long time, and I found out that it had been fractured and broken. It was fractured. So I am now walking around for 2 weeks now in this massive Fallout 4 power armor boot on my foot. So it is not great, but obviously it's healing, so thank God. So I'm probably going to be in the boot for another 2 or 3 weeks. So I have just been resting because I have just been so freaking swamped with stuff at work, home, life, all that kind of stuff. So I just needed to stop. And that's what I've been doing. So I am hoping to come back now. So hello again. Hi, I'm sorry if you've just subscribed and you're like, why is this girl just gone now? But that is not what this video is about today. Yes, it was to explain what the hell I've been doing, where the hell I've been, and why haven't you been here. That is why I haven't been making videos. I'm so sorry. But today we're going to be talking about Supergirl, because holy crap. Season 2, episode 1 just came out like a day or two ago, and I finally got to watch it last night, and I feel like that is my coming back video right now. I need to talk about this. So life shit aside, let's talk about Supergirl. Now, I know a lot of you don't watch Supergirl and don't like Supergirl, and that is fair enough. Obviously, it's my favorite character, it's Supergirl, so I have to watch it. And now with Superman incorporated into the show, how can I not watch it? You know, Tyler Hoechlin plays Superman, and I am just so happy now to have a TV Superman and a cinematic Superman right now. I'm just like so freaking happy. So what I want to do in this video is probably talk about my 5 favorite things from the episode and do a sort of review. And if you guys know me, my reviews aren't the same as other people's reviews. I do like a Kim review, which means I just talk about a whole lot of stuff at once. And if you don't like that, goodbye. Okay, so the top 5 things I want to talk about from this episode is number 1, of course, Superman. Superman is in Supergirl now. Holy crap, it's like a dream come true, and Tyler Hoechlin as Superman is absolutely amazing. I was very wary about him from the promos, but seeing him in the series now, I think he fits perfectly. Watching the dynamic between Melissa and Tyler as well, and I think it's very interesting because a lot of people were saying, obviously comparing him to the cinematic Superman, Henry Cavill, he's not as big and muscly, but I feel like in this series, he's less intimidating. I mean, he was very intimidating when he came into the DEO for the first time. That was such a great scene. But in this series, he feels a little less intimidating because he's got Supergirl by his side. And it's really funny that Melissa is almost the same height as Tyler. So it seems quite obvious that they could be related. So I really like that dynamic, and also the physical appearance being very similar to each other in terms of like the height and the build. They're not too overly muscly, but they're still lean and perfect. So I think that makes for a very awesome super family team. And the way that Tyler played Clark Kent in this was so amazing. There was just so many homages paid to Christopher Reeve, and I just thought he did so well in portraying his character. And this is, I have to say, this is the Clark that I like. The bumbling, down-to-earth Clark that's very open and warm. You know, he can be brooding at some times, and let me tell you, Tyler Hoechlin can play brooding. If you've ever watched Teen Wolf, Derek is literally like brood. Like, he is the definition. Look up the dictionary with brood. It will be example Derek Hale. So I am excited to see that brooding side of him, but I absolutely love the main part of Clark being that bumbling, amazing reporter. Second top thing in this episode was Metallo. Did not expect Metallo to come into the series so quick, but he is here. When they started talking about John Corbett, I thought, yes, Metallo. First episode, they're starting to bring in all these amazing super family villains. I just couldn't wait. I was just so excited. And then linking it to Cadmus Labs, I was literally Cloud 9. Thank you so much. Third best thing from this episode was finally incorporating the Luthor name. It has to happen in a super family series. So we now have Luthor incorporated in this series. Like, there was so much backstory talked about between Superman and Lex, and the fact that Lex is in jail now, which means that there was this massive thing that happened and Superman has put Lex in jail. So that's what we know so far for this universe. But the main point to the Luthor family in this series is of course Lena Luthor, which has been introduced. So her backstory, as she's explained in the episode, is that she's the adoptive sister of Lex. So she was adopted when she was a young child. Seeing her in this series and shoehorning her in, seeing the female side of Luthor, I think was such a good idea. You just can't bring Lex into this series, I think, like as the main villain. It just doesn't work. I think you have a female superhero has to have a female supervillain. I mean, like, it's not like it doesn't have to be that way, but it just, Maxwell Lord in the last season was a little off to me. He just, that dynamic wasn't there. I feel like you need that female empowerment dynamicness. That's not a word, but I'm creating a word. And I'm not being like SJW here or whatever. I'm just saying I couldn't see it with Maxwell. There was no connection there really. But I feel like in that one scene between Kara and Lena, there was an understanding there, but you could see that this was really going to progress into some sort of frenemy thing. And I'm really, really excited to see where they take both these characters. And the fourth best thing about this episode is Mon-El. They just brought him in. He's just there, like, unconscious in a pod. I did not expect that. Well, obviously there's just so many super family people around. I just thought maybe they would lay off it for a little while, but nope, he's straight in. So this obviously means that, well, Clark has said he's gonna stick around for a little while. So shoehorning him into this series as well means that there's just going to be so much happening in terms of, like, there could be Legion stuff happening. There's just a lot of stuff happening right now. So I'm very, very excited that they did start to bring him in. So I think it's really nice to see what kind of family setting or family vibe this creates between the three of them as well. Very, very, very exciting. And lastly, I want to say a little side note that I just love that Kat's new assistant is Miss Tessmacher. That is just, like, the best. Like, you could literally not have a better person there. Which obviously, if you've watched the old Superman film, we have Tessmacher, who's also, you know, a character, and it's just great. There's so much homage to Christopher Reeve and old Superman in this that is amazing. And I just really, really enjoyed this episode, and it feels like they actually really care about the Super family and all the characters in it. So, and I can just see everything morphing slowly, and just, there's a lot. It's just, I'm speechless. So overall, absolutely love this episode. If you're wanting to jump into the series, now is an okay time because they're not really talking about any of the backstory stuff that happened in season 1, and I don't feel like you need to watch season 1 to understand it. Do be warned though, so if you are expecting overly compelling dark storylines and just like that sort of thing, like, it ain't Daredevil, it's not Jessica Jones, it's not Luke Cage. If you're gonna start watching this, don't expect that. It is still a very over-the-top show, but it's a fun, family-friendly show, and it's got Superman and Supergirl, so I'm in. So that's all I wanted to talk about for episode 1. I really, really enjoyed it, guys. I think you should give it a chance. Just watch the one episode. If you guys are watching the series or you have watched the episode, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. And I will have a few more videos coming out very, very soon. I have a massive amount of comics to go through because I haven't been able to go to the store because I have a broken foot. So I got them shipped to me, so I have this massive amount of comics. So I will be doing comic book haul very, very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.